some of the situations that you've gone through?
Um,
That you've personally gone through, that
yeah,
you can give
betrayal,
your betrayal.
deception.
Dun 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 dun. Deception. Okay.
Manipulation, and also things like, self-doubt, wanting to give up. But there's been times where, a person like me, a lot of people would say, "You what? Suicidal thoughts? What?" And it's just now that I'm, coming into acceptance that, yeah, I've actually been one of those people, and you know what, I've done something about it, and I think there's something that you can do about it too. It's been pretty much an overwhelming dose of experiences throughout my life, and that pretty much, I felt overloaded. Just a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with PTSD, which, in the medical field, in the healthcare system, there's still, what it actually is CPTSD, which is chronic PTSD.
What is post-traumatic stress disorder?
Post-traumatic stress disorder is pretty much, it is a psychological mixed with, emotional disorder or, abnormality.
Well, you got diagnosed with this how long? For how long now?
I think it's 3 years now.
3 years now?
Yeah, and I did go to therapy for it.
Okay.
And I was able to set it up where, some people need to take medication, or they feel that they don't have to, or they don't want to, just for the comfort. And a lot of anxiety ties to PTSD. So that's another thing that I deal with. And, the racing thoughts, the flashbacks, and things like that.
Okay. So changing your diet basically has helped with dealing with some of the emotional and mental issues.
Yeah.
Basically.
There's less fatigue, less overwhelming feelings, and, that load that comes from like mild depression or depression. Food can literally cause that.
Yeah, well, because food actually helps you think. Food is not just what you taste on your tongue. It's fuel for your brain, for your thoughts. Low vibrational food gives you low vibrations in your mind. So, because we're electric beings. But you're very close to your grandmother?
Yeah.
Very close? Well,
Very close.
Very close. And she passed away?
She passed away.
How did you handle her passing?
I was in shock. And when I mean in shock, I mean it's almost like that point where you become numb and you know what's happening, but you haven't fully processed it or really come to acceptance of the passing. So it was more like I was telling myself, she's just gone for a little bit, but then I quickly came into acceptance, but the processing of this is actually happening. Oh my gosh, like she used to cook every time I used to be there, open the door, and I, Felicia, mama, and the jokes and all those things. So visiting her space, because now the space belongs to my dad and not, it just feels so empty, especially, that a few months later I lost my little sister. So
if you don't mind me asking, how did that happen?
In a car accident in Dominican Republic.
Car accident?
Yeah, she was with her family, and a drunk driver crashed into another car, and that car slammed against where they were on the sidewalk.
Now, the interesting thing is that we met on the subway, and again, we're Instagram friends. And when you look at Instagram, when you look on the train, you would never know that people are going through so much weight, have so much weight on their shoulders. Even me, when possibly when you first saw me, you didn't know I'm singing a song and everybody's smiling or whatever the case may be, and I have to go home and take care of my mom, who was bedridden from a stroke. And when she passed, I still had to push through and still find the energy to go out there and sing a song. And I guess in your situation, for us who have had this type of loss, we still have to find ways to continue and to create.
You
You wrote a
smiles.
book called Reviving You.
Yes, I did.
Yes, and explain what it is.
Reviving You, it's a book. It's not very extensive, but there's a lot of value in it, and in bringing a lot of insight, not only through poetry but through notes from me that can be open for discussion as well, where a lot of insight is brought to light, bringing things to light that go on in the world.
For me, reading Reviving You, I think it's a nice door opener for a person who's unaware, to just start acknowledging, hey, I may exhibit some of these traits, or I'm looking to heal myself, and this is kind of just making me accept that I may have a problem, or maybe somebody I know, so you could have a better relationship with yourself, because it's about starting to understand yourself so you can see yourself when you're doing something in a negative light, to be able to pause. So Reviving You is a good insight into your world, where somebody else can relate, is relatable for somebody else. So y'all make sure y'all support her. Just take a look at her poetry, support her in her it's on PDF file.
You can get it at payhip.com/revivingyou, or you can click the link in my bio on Instagram, which is mangoes5_.
Okay.